Warrior of the Divine Flame, lend me your strength to the forces of Planet Cray, and all evil shall be rebuked. Incandescent Lion, I ride Blonde Ezel! Welcome back, everyone. My name is Steven Rodriguez. I'm your true champion. I'm back from my vacation, boys and girls, and I'm super excited to start making videos again here in the Champion's Cave. I have a lot of fun plans, not only for Vanguard Zero here on the channel, but a bunch of other stuff is going to be happening in the next few months, so definitely look out for that. But today, I have a very special video for you guys. As you know, Set 8 is officially released in Vanguard Zero, and I'm so sad that I was unable to do a pack opening video and a Set 8 Best Decks video, but nonetheless, we are here now. I can start making content again, and I thought a really good way to sort of dip my toe back in the water of Vanguard Zero content was to give you guys a deck profile for one of my favorite decks to play on the rank ladder right now, Gold Paladin. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you guys my current Ezel Chromejailer deck for Vanguard Zero, because Set 8 brought us not only Paladin Ezel, but also Chromejailer Dragon, which is a super awesome backup grade 3 for the already awesome Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel. If you guys are excited for not only the continuation of content here on the channel, but also Vanguard Zero content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so that you guys know when my videos go live for you. And if you have any suggestions for other videos that I could do for Vanguard Zero, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and who knows, I might get to work on them. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into my deck builder and see what I've got cooking for Gold Paladin in the Set 8 format of Vanguard Zero. Alright, boys and girls, here is my current Gold Paladin Ezel Chromejailer deck list. Now, I want to stress before I talk about any of the cards in this deck list, two really important things. First things first, I'm not playing a full 4 count of Paladin Ezel. I do own 4. I just don't think he's the best finisher you have access to in the deck, nor do I think he's a really centralized strategy you can really build a deck around. He's more like a tech option you can have for really powerful finisher in the late game. And the second thing I want to stress is I'm playing 9 stand triggers as my trigger count in this deck, and that is really for 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to have awesome synergy with all the amazing 10Ks that we're playing. So I'm playing 6 of the 10K spirit cards, and I want to make sure that if I restand these boys, they can hit for 21 with my 6K boosters. So stand triggers are a big deal. And the second thing is I really love inherent crit skills, and I have, let's do the math here, 9 inherent crit skills in this deck via Pelennor, via Paladin Ezel, and via Chromejailer Dragon. So I feel like if I just kept adding on crits and crits and crits to this deck instead of stands, it wouldn't really do as much for me as maybe adding a stand would do, because on turns where I'm on Ezel, a crit and a stand are pretty much the same thing, and on turns where I'm on Pelennor, Paladin Ezel, or Chromejailer Dragon, and I use their ultimate / limit break skills, stands are just better. So I really do like having the 9 stands. If you want to maybe do a split of like 5 stand 4 draw, of course that makes sense. I've always been a big fan of running some number of draws in Gold Paladins in the past, but because this deck pluses literally so much, I feel like you can get away with not playing any draw triggers. But if you're feeling a little scared of like not drawing specific grade 3s or not drawing any PGs, having draw triggers can really help with that defensive / that just general consistency. Anywho, now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about the actual cards. First things first, our main grade 3 of the deck is going to be Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel. This is the best Gold Paladin grade 3. So many buffs. You guys already know what he does if you played Vanguard Zero at all for the past 2 months. Up next, we have a really cool tech grade 3 that I'm currently making my heal trigger in White Hair in the Moon Shadow Pelennor. If you guys know what he does, if you guys know what Ezel does, you probably know what he does as well. When you superior call from the deck, he can be written as a Vanguard, gets 5k and +1 crit. Super awesome. And he has a really cool limit break skill to return 1 of your units back to the deck to give 2 units +5,000 power. This has actually really cool synergy with stand triggers, and in the late game, if you ever ride him or get him off of an Ezel skill, it's totally valuable to ride him as your Vanguard, get that free crit, swing, power up your rear guards, and if you get any stand triggers, it can be really devastating to your opponent. Super strong. Moving on to the new cards, we have the brand new boss unit or ultimate break card from Set 8. We have Blazing Lion Paladin Ezel. He has really 3 skills, but only 2 that we kind of care about. The first one is his ultimate break skill. This is a brand new mechanic released by Set 8. It's essentially limit break, but instead of being limit break 4, it's now limit break 5. So you need 5 damage to activate this skill normally. And his ultimate break skill is once per turn, counterblast 1 act to have all of your rear guards get 5,000 power, and this unit gets +1 crit until end of turn. Super solid. He's also a cross ride for regular Ezel, Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel, and his last sort of semi-actual skill is Vanguard Circle. If this unit is cross ridden, its limit break 5 becomes limit break 4. So if you have Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel in your soul, his limit break 5 becomes limit break 4. So you can actually use it a lot earlier than expected. Really good inherent crit, really really good rearguard pump gain, works really well with stand triggers as well. So I really do like this card, and I love how he enables to have a kind of endgame turn outside of just like slowly grinding away with Ezel and Blaster Spirits. And finally, personally, my favorite card of the deck, because as you guys know, I love Shadow Paladins, and thus I love Edgelords, and this is the edgiest Gold Paladin of them all. We have Conviction Dragon, Chromejailer Dragon. He also has 2 skills, really 3, but we only care about 2 of them. The first one is his Limit Break 4 skill. Once per turn, retire 2 rear guards to get power plus 10k and plus 1 crit until end of turn. Super cool, more inherent crit gain, like I said, really powerful. And then he has a second skill, which is Persona Blast. Discard a copy of himself from your hand to activate this skill to look at the top 4 cards of your deck and call 2 cards. The really cool thing about Chromejailer Dragon is essentially he is an Ezel, but he's not counterblast reliant and he's not limit break reliant. So if your opponent ever damage denies you and you don't have access to your damage adders, you can ride Chromejailer Dragon, get your Superior Calling. If you ever get a damage adder off that, you can enable your limit break and then sacrifice 2 cards, get plus 10k and a crit, and then damage deny your opponent right back. Super cool synergy there. I just really like this card for the ability to have some really powerful endgame turns or really powerful early game turns, because inherently when you're playing a limit break or an ultimate break deck, you're kind of mid-game focused, and if you're not in a good position to sort of aggress your opponent, you can be really, you can fall really behind. And this card can allow you to gain some tempo even if you don't have the necessary things to use a card like Ezel. So that's pretty much it for the grade 3s. I really do like this combination here of Ezel and Chromejailer. They are our main grade 3s we want to see early and we want to ride first. If we're ever too far away from limit break and we can't use Ezel, we'll use Chromejailer Dragon and his Persona Blast to maybe get some board. If we're in the late game and we feel like having inherent crits a really good way to sort of end the game, we'll ride into Chromejailer, use his limit break, and push for game. Super solid. We plus so much, and we almost never really play cards from hand, so you can really conserve a lot of grade 2s and grade 1s in your hand. So if you ever just want to go for a Chromejailer, retire whatever board you have, and then call a whole new board, most of the time you can, and it's honestly super pressuring to your opponent and really nice. One thing I do want to mention is if you want to make this deck more personal and you don't really like the Pelennor numbers, feel free to replace the 4 Pelennor with the 4 Platinum, make them your heal trigger, and then play like 1 Pelennor or 1 12k attacker. It's totally fine. Those like last 5 spaces are really up to you with what you want to do. I like Pelennor for the sort of earlier crit gain you can get, plus the synergy with stand triggers the most. Moving on to our grade 2s, we have by far the best cards that came out for Gold Paladin as of set 8. We have the Blaster Spirits, Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark Spirit. I'm running a full 6, 4 Blade and 2 Dark, and here's what they do. They're each 10k base. Blade has the effect of when placed from the deck, counterblast 1 to retire one of your opponent's front row rear guards that are grade 2 or greater. Super awesome, gets rid of intercepts. If you have front row retire, you essentially have extra attacks, and when you're already playing stand triggers and you get extra attacks on extra attacks, you can get some really good aggressive turns against your opponent. It's honestly insane. He has a second rear guard skill at the end of the battle. This unit was attacked to retire it, so if it's attacked by anything, even if it's like a 5k grade 1, it will die at the end of the turn. That's like the one drawback to this card, is that he's not really a strong card. He's still an intercept, so he'll still eat up an attack, but if your opponent just like attacks with a weenie, they can always get rid of him, so they don't need to commit anything more than a booster that they had previously to finish him off, which is kind of annoying. And this card's actually a Royal Paladin card, but thanks to that little last effect right there, he is also considered a Gold Paladin at all times, even when he's in the deck. Super solid. And then we're playing 2 Blaster Dark Spirit. Very similar effect. When placed from deck, counterblast 1 to retire one of your opponent's front row grade 2 or less rear guards. So instead of being able to retire grade 2 and grade 3s, he can retire grade 2 and grade 1s. The reason why we play more Blade than we do Dark is because most of the time the cards in the front row are going to be grade 2s and grade 3s and not actually grade 1s. Currently, I am playing 6 copies of the Spirits. I'm a big fan of anywhere from 5 to 6. I think that's a nice healthy number. It's not too little to where you'll never see them early or late game, but it's not too much to where all you're going to be drawing is Spirits, because if they are in your hand, they're just 10k vanillas that die really easily, and you don't want to draw them too much. Rounding after our grade 2s, we have 4 copies of Trip, the countercharger. We counterblast so much in this deck. Having this is really nice for our general ability consistency, which is super nice. And then we have 3 damage adders, Master of Pain. We are a limit break and ultimate break deck. Being able to enable our limit break when our opponent damage denies us is very important, and being able to call these off of Chromejailer Dragons in order to do that is actually super sweet. If you want to, you could play cards like Vivian or Lop-Ear Shooter to kind of add to your Pelennor sort of combos in the deck, but the deck's not really designed to play into Pelennor as much as maybe you think it is. It's more just to be consistent and have really good aggression against your opponent pretty much at all times during the game, and I think having this grade 2 lineup facilitates that very well. Finally, moving on to our grade 1s, we have, of course, our 4 Halo Shield Mark PGs. You gotta have them. They're very important. We have 3 copies of Listener of Truth Din Drain. It's kind of a high Din Drain combo, but because we both have Ezel and Chromejailer that both superior call from the deck and look at multiple copies of cards, we can actually use these pretty much every single game, and getting 2 off in a single game is actually super good for digging through your deck, grabbing PGs, grabbing Persona Blast combos, grabbing different grade 3s that you can call to the board, grabbing your grade 2s so you can have intercepts, etc, etc, etc. Just really nice consistency card, way better than Silverfang Witch in this deck. Up next, we have 3 Knight of Elegant Scales Gareth. He's the AK Vanilla. The main reason I'm playing this card is because we are playing 10Ks, we are playing 8Ks, and we want to have good numbers against crossfire decks, as well as just make sure if we ever have a Master of Pain that he can hit 16 so that we can have good numbers. Also, a neat little thing about this card is that you can give him to Paladin Ezel, make him 21, but we only play 1 Paladin Ezel, so it doesn't come up nearly as much as maybe you think it does, but it does come up, and when it does, it's nice. And finally, we're playing 3 Disciple of Pain, the grade 1 damage add for Gold Paladin. I feel like having 6 damage adders is like a perfect number for a deck that sees as many cards as Gold Paladin does and can superior call as many cards as Gold Paladin does, so this works pretty perfect. I think another grade 1 you can play, besides the ones that I'm playing, is the grade 1 Sagamore, the drop and draw on hit cards. That way you can dig through your deck a little bit easier, dig for PGs, dig for your Persona Blast for Chromejailer, etc, etc. But because I'm playing Little Fighter Kron, and I feel like the deck is so consistent as it is, I don't really need that much dig through my deck, but if you feel like you need some more, by all means go ahead and play it. I don't think it's a bad card at all. And there you guys go. That is my current Ezel Chromejailer deck list for the Set A format in Vanguard Zero. If you guys have any questions about this list or about anything I've talked about in this video, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific time in the mornings, and I do all kinds of things and just chatting, and I play a lot of Vanguard Zero, so come ask your questions there and hopefully get some live answers from me. Links to my Twitch down below, as always. Alright, enough stalling. Let's go ahead and take this deck on the rank ladder and see what it can do. Alright, boys and girls, here we are for our first game, fighting against Aqua Force. Oh joy, one of the big 3. If you guys don't know, the big 3 for this set is going to be Aqua Force, Narukami, and Gold Paladin. If you're not fighting against those, chances are you're not on ladder. Let's go ahead and put back the Pelennor. I will also put back this Gareth. I have to keep everything else. Normally, I like putting back the spirits because it's nice to have cards that, when they have call from deck effects, to put them back in the deck whenever you can, but I don't have any other grade 2s, so I need to keep it. I have no grade 3s, but luckily, I have Kron, so if I don't see one within the next 2 turns, I'll just add it to my hand using the effect. Feels good. Also, my opponent has no sleeves. Oh no, are we fighting against a VP farmer of Aqua Force? That'd be weird. Oh, it's a VP farmer. We're out of here. First VP farmer back from vacation. Let's go, boys. Let's go. All right, take 2 for our first game, fighting against Shadow Paladin. Ooh, haven't fought against one of these in a while. Gold Paladin v Shadow Paladin, feels good. Not the big 3, but I guess a deck you can play against. Oh, those Nemen sleeves, super awesome. Really good hand. Like I said, I'll put back one of the spirits, and I'll put back the Chromejailer, because I'm not too worried about this guy damage denying us. And I play a lot of damage generators, and I draw 2 heal triggers. Okay. Yeah, that checks out. All right, that checks out. Let's see what happens. I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just ride Pelennor and put him back. That's what I'll do. I'll put one of them back anyway. Let's see what he wants to do here. There's the Javelin, 3+1. Nice, always nice. Was anyone else like ready for that to be an SP Blast of Dark? I know I was. I was like, SP Shadow Paladin? Question mark? Some more grade 3s. That's a feels good man, I guess. I'll go ahead and put the Kron behind the Vanguard for now. I'll sometimes put it behind the rearguard circles if I'm like thinking I'll get some stand triggers on the next turn, but I have these 2 10Ks. I'm probably just going to commit them to the board if he calls any intercepts, attack at those, etc, etc. I don't think it's good to be too aggressive against the Shadow Paladin player. I wonder if he's playing Chromejailer in his deck. He probably is, huh? I think people are taking out like PBD and running Chromejailer instead because I think he's just better than PBD is most of the time. But getting that free retire is always nice, so you never know. Plus the free Frobows sometimes nice. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing Chromejailer though, because that free Persona Blast to call 2 cards from the top 4 for Shadows is super nice. Definitely playing PBO though. PBO is still really good. Gonna call? Yeah. Oh, the cheeky call too. He has no grade 2s in his hand though. He would have called one if he had one. Stand trigger still gonna get hit. Man, that's a lot of triggers gone right away. Almost half my triggers are gone just from drawing them. Good thing we decompress our deck a lot, so we'll be able to thin our deck down, and whatever triggers we have, we can probably check them. There's the mark. Nice. All right, so we're going to ride this. Call you. No need to activate Kron's effect. We have plenty of grade 3s. I'm going to swing here. I will regret. No, because I'm not 15. I'm only 14, so it doesn't really matter too much if I get a stand trigger here. Yep, cool. Didn't matter. Feels good. Because if I got a stand trigger, I'd still be able to hit if he didn't get a trigger. But he did get the trigger, so even if I did boost and I got a stand trigger, I still wouldn't have hit. Cool. Never punished. Hashtag never punished for misplays. Even though it wasn't a misplay. But still, hashtag never punished. And there is the PBD, so most likely not playing Chromejailer. I feel like that's the replacement if you wanted to play it, is the PBDs. Free unit. Oh, is he gonna use the full bow to attack my Blaster Blade Spirit? I love that. There's the Dark Dictator too. Ooh, classic shadows. Cool, 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 cool. Please attack with the full bow. I mean, he has to, but it makes me happy to see it. And I actually have no damage enters in my hand, so him going for this like super aggressive kind of turn is actually really nice for me. Enables me to kind of have a really good response, which I'm more than happy with. Oh, what? He is gonna damage deny me. That's not nice. There's another spirit, please. Top deck a damage adder. I would love to have a limit break turn here. That'd be so nice. Nope, another PG. You know what? I'll take it. All right, so I'm not gonna be too crazy here. I'm just gonna call this Pelennor. If I get a stand trigger, I do. Because he doesn't play limit break, so I'm more than happy just to give him 4 damage. In fact, I always like to be more aggressive than not with this deck, so that way if I ever do get any stand triggers in the late game, they are going for game. Speaking of stand triggers. Now this one won't be able to go for game, but I'll be able to get rid of the Dark Dictator, which is nice. Ooh, a double stand trigger. Okay, it might be able to push him to 5 damage now if he doesn't get a trigger here, which is awesome. Oh, let's go, baby. I am more than happy to push it to 5 right here. I'm playing stand triggers, Gold Paladin. Of course I want you at 5. And it's a trial trigger. Too little, too late. Too little, too late, my dude. Nice, feels good. Now he does play plenty of heal triggers. He's gonna decompress his deck probably a lot this turn if he gets any into mains or rides into PBO or whatever. So we could be in trouble, but I'm feeling pretty confident here. There is the PBO. He is playing just 9 draws, checks out. Moves that back, calls that. Calls that. He's gonna not activate the effect, obviously. He's gonna swing, okay. He's gonna swing straight up with that, straight up into the Persona Blast. I kind of dig that. Yes, I'm always for the using the attack with the crit first, and then deciding what you do after that, so that way you don't lose any aggressive momentum. And he gets the heal trigger. Ooh, spicy, spicy. That counteracts our double stand trigger very well. And there's an SP to main. Nice. Now, will he push us to 5 though here? That's an interesting question. I don't think he wants to. Yeah, he's definitely not. He's just gonna pass now, right? Watch him do it. Yep, this guy's heads up. But he only has 2 cards in his hand now. Unless those 2 cards are more Persona Blast things, I'm not too worried about him doing this. Because I can just like right skip, call you to clear his front row is what I really care about here. And my Vanguard hits 18. Doesn't matter that it hits 18, but fun fact, if I had a way to chip him, I could have. And then I'm fine with just pushing him right back to 5. I wouldn't mind seeing a heal here. Stand triggers are kind of not needed right now. That's fine. I still have 1 PG in my hand, unless he has another Persona Blast target, which even if he does, he needs to pretty much call his hand down to make it like really pressuring. I can just chip him again next turn if he doesn't have a PG, which he's seen 2 already go away, and I don't think he has access to that many in his hand because I haven't seen any mains on his side, so he hasn't been able to dig through his deck that much. So let's see what he's gonna go for this turn. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for like the Counterblast 2, retire the full bow to kill my Pelennor, and then move the Javelin, call like a 12k attacker, and then that way he could like swing Javelin into Spirit, and then if I reveal my PG on his Persona Blast, just pass with an Intercept in play. But there he goes disconnecting. Did he just like quit out of the game because he's like, I'm gonna lose, so I'm gonna waste this guy's time. I might do a cut here in case this takes forever to do, but on the off chance it doesn't, let's just keep deciding what he's maybe thinking about, or if he's just DCing because he wants to be a jerk and be like, no, I'm gonna waste your day if you want this win. People do that. I've seen people do that all the time. Nope, just a little internet issue, that's fine. Go straight into my face. Yay, he's not slow rolling me into the Dictator. Okay, that's fine. And then the full bow promote, that's equally fine. I would still get rid of the rear guard though, using PBO's effect. At least get rid of your booster behind the Vanguard. Yeah, at the very least. What? Oh, is he gonna clear my board? Clear my board? No, he's just gonna, yeah, so he's gonna clear my board, okay. That means he has to have it in his hand, right? Yeah, he has to. But what if I just don't have a PG in my hand? How is he so sure that I have a PG in my hand? Like, if I don't have a PG in my hand, this play gets so punished if he doesn't get a heal trigger here. I'm kind of confused by this actually now, with what he chose to do. Please top deck a damage ad. I want to punish this so bad. 1 damage adder, man. That's why we play 6. This exact scenario is why we play 6. Please top deck it. I haven't seen any this entire game. No, it's a trip. I'll take it though. It's better than nothing. It lets my Vanguard become 13k. And now a stand trigger is gonna be fine, because now I can just make everything happen. And now I'm gonna clear his board. He will at best have no cards in hand on his next turn. How does he kill me now? I'm very confused by what he chose to do there. But I guess giving me limit break just means you lose. So I guess he was going for his best out to try and keep playing the game. But it still just feels awkward to me, if I'm honest. But this stand trigger here guarantees that we can swing for games, so it's fine. No PG in hand. Heal. Nice. GG's, well played. Interesting game for sure. Not a single damage ad to be seen. So now you guys can really see how important they are. We could have won that game like 2 turns earlier if we were able to stop all that stupid Persona Blast shenanigans stuff. Moving on to our second game, and let's see what we can close out with. Here we are for our second game, fighting against... Oh, who's that one? Jillian. That's Jillian. Jillian greater than Charlene. I realized it. Fighting against Aqua Force, one of the big 3, like I said. It's going to be either Aqua Force, Narukami, Go Paladin, whenever you play on the ladder. Someone's rocking the event. Swag, feels good. Damage ad, grade 1, grade 2. Feels good, Ezel. So a really cool thing that I want to mention about playing the grade 3 searcher is that in the late game you can use it to dig for your grade 3s against Glory, so that we can have PG and grade 3 pretty much guaranteed against Glory. And our opponent is playing Eric, my preferred starter as well for Aqua Force right now. So far I'm going to be liking this matchup just in terms of what my opponent's playing. There's the Theo, calling that back, going to be passing the turn. I will do a very similar turn myself. This time, I actually think I will call the Kron to the back row. Yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, back row back. Yeah, for sure. So that way, if I need to, I can go for a pretty aggressive turn 2, depending on what he does. Because if he calls 1 intercept down, I can have a really good turn 2 against him, aggressively speaking. Is a stand trigger going away? That's not good, but it's fine. And now let's see what he wants to do. Also, I'm really a big fan of ooh, nice, good to see that. Also, like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of having grade 3 searchers in Ultimate Break decks because most of the time you don't want to ride your Ultimate Break card first. Most of the time it's just the vanilla until you're ready to use its effect. So in Aqua Force, if you don't see Maelstrom first, you're kind of boned in terms of what you can do offensively and sort of advantagely. So having access to Eric just to dig for that extra Maelstrom is really nice. All right, here comes the Basil swing, no trigger. There's 2 Basils gone. Keep track of that at home. That's like the best one for him to see most of the time. There's another Gareth. Ooh, that's 2 Gareths down. That's bad for my Master of Pains. I might actually ride it here. I have a Disciple in my hand. No, it's always better to go for this, right, isn't it? Yeah, just is. And then I'm gonna go ahead and call this, have this nice little 14k column here to push for damage. Don't mind doing it. If he wants to have his limit break, he can. Waste of a stand trigger, but it's not like I would have gotten value out of it anyway. I would have needed a booster from my Vanguard to get full value out of that. Oh, that's 2 PGs gone, boys and girls. Let's go. Yeah, so given that that's 3 Basils gone. Given that he didn't call any intercepts, it was better to put Kron behind my Vanguard here. But I assume most of the time they're going to try and dig for 2 damage if they go first, if they have the grade 2s to spare. He just didn't in this case, but most of the time they will go for it. There's the Maelstrom. Does he have the grade 1 or grade 2 damage ad in his hand to enable everything? There's Diamante, so we can get 4th battle. There's a Coral Salt. Do we see damage ad plus Lazarus? That'd be a pretty good column over here if you ask me. No damage ad, no limit break enabling. Let's go, baby. We have the damage lead. He's gonna try and give us 2 damage this turn, it looks like. Therefore, we're gonna be able to enable our own limit break on the next turn and push him hopefully to 5 damage. Our goal is to push him to 5 damage or lethal, depending on what triggers we can check. Our hand is also really good too, in case we like whiff some stuff, which is fine. Does he see a heal? Let's just Theo and a draw trigger. Okay, cool. And then no effect will activate, obviously. Also, all of our Garretts are gone, so that means these Master of Pains are going to be super weak, but that's fine most of the time. We are fighting against a cross-red deck, so having 16k Master of Pains doesn't really matter too much anyway. My hand's actually pretty stacked too, just with the grade 2s that I already have. But I would love to see a spirit here. How many spirits in the deck? We've got 4. All right, there's not a spirit there. Activating our effect. Spirit here would be God tier. Let's see it. Boom, there he is. Blaster Dark Spirit too, my SP. Feels good. Do I activate this effect? The answer to that question is no. The reason why I wanted the spirit was for the 16k column. So now I'm just going to swing unboosted, then swing boosted for 13. If I get a trigger, I can reset this for 21 and swing for potentially lethal if he sees no triggers. No trigger there. Counter charge. How many stands are in the deck? 4? That's not 0. Hey, it's not 0. All right, do not get a trigger, you schmuck. I want to swing for game. Come on, come on. Death be with you. Death be with you. Don't you dare. Oh, I got it. It's a heal trigger of all triggers. You nerd. That's no bueno. We're in a position, can't do nothing. So close. I could have swung for lethal there if he didn't get that trigger. Now we're in a bit of a dangerous position here because if he goes for glory and he has really anything plus a 9k thing, he could swing for game this turn, and given that I have no PGs in my hand, I will die. So dangerous. Maybe I should have dug for a Din Drain, but he's going straight into his main phase, so no glory. Whew, feels good. Should have Eric last turn, dug for a glory, but granted that he did heal there, so yeah. He's gonna now clear our board here. As long as he doesn't heal this turn, I'm okay with everything he's gonna plan on doing here, because I can still swing for game on my next turn, as long as he doesn't get a defense trigger again. So as long as we don't see a single heal trigger here, I am fine with everything that's about to happen. I'm chill. All he's gonna do is clear our board. We'll build it right back up using Ezel, because Ezel is busted. I'm assuming he has at least 1 PG in hand. I'm gonna operate under, but no more than that though, so that's nice. And he's at 4 damage, so 1 poke, and then we'll go for our big stand trigger, hopefully. No, not even a stand trigger actually, if I get a spirit, because he only has 1 intercept, I can just go for game. Cool. Here comes the Eric plus the Maelstrom. He's not playing crits, right? No, we're fine. Sometimes they play crits, which is always scary, but I haven't seen any, so I think it's okay. No, don't you dare. Let's go, baby. Didn't jinx myself that time. No jinxes here today. There's a heal trigger for me. It's Swift because he damage added, but that's fine. I have 3 stands. Probably not gonna see one, but if I see a spirit, I don't need to see one. And I've got 3 spirits still in deck. That's more than enough. With how many with how many of these I'm gonna be proccing. Oh, and he shuffled the PG back in deck. Good for him. Oh, there's 2 heals here. Dope. He damage added 1. That's nice. There's a trip. That's a good grade 2 to call down if I need to call it down. Activating the effect. Show me a Din Drain or a spirit. Or neither. Neither's fine too. I'll go ahead and call this, I guess. I'll call it here. Let's go ahead and check again. Show me spirit. Gareth. Okay, I'll put that behind here so you can have a good booster. Show me a spirit. Hey, there it is. I'll get this one actually. Yeah. And then, yeah, okay, then we call this here. Activating your effect. I think the best course of action is to retire the intercept, call down one of my grade 3s in my hand over this trip column, because like I'm not surviving. I have to go for game here. So I'm gonna call you down here, and then I'm gonna poke for 11. If he doesn't get a trigger, swing for game, swing for game. If I get a trigger, stand trigger, I can swing for game again. Cool. That's the best play, I think. So don't you dare get a trigger here. Oh, good thing he whipped that heal this time. All right, so now all we need potentially is a trigger or a stand trigger. So now all I need is any kind of trigger. Preferably a stand trigger would be nice. Come on, give me the trigger. I deserve it. Yes, it's a stand trigger too. Stand and power here. Yep, he needs to have his last PG in his hand. He does not. Don't you dare. 6 damage shield. Yes. Oh, and there it was. The next card. Let's go, baby. Taking down an Aqua Force deck and a Shadow Paladin deck. Feeling pretty good about that. Gold Paladin Chromejailer Ezel is amazing. There you guys go. That has been my Gold Paladin Chromejailer Ezel deck list for the Set 8 format in Vanguard Zero. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so that you guys know when my videos go live for you. If you have any lingering questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific time in the mornings, and I love talking about Vanguard Zero and answering y'all's questions. Links to my Twitch down below as always. Oh, it is good to be back. As always, boys and girls, I've been your true champion, Steven. Be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.